Welcome to US Coins World. What if I told you that some of the rarest and most valuable US coins might be hiding right under your nose? Today, we're uncovering incredible treasures, coins so rare, they could make you a fortune overnight. Ready to discover hidden history and cash in on some amazing finds? Let's dive in. Top 1 today, we're diving deep into a piece of American history that might be sitting quietly in your collection or loose change, the United States New Hampshire state quarter from the year 2000. Now, you may think all state quarters are pretty common, but hold on tight because this particular quarter is anything but ordinary. If you're a serious coin lover or just someone curious about rare finds, listen very carefully as we explore the incredible story, the unique features, and the jaw-dropping value of this quarter that could make you rethink every pocket change you come across. The New Hampshire state quarter was issued in 2000 as part of the U.S. Mint's famous 50 state quarters program, which ran from 1999 through 2008. This program celebrated the rich history, culture, and iconic symbols of each state through beautifully crafted quarters. New Hampshire's quarter features the Old Man of the Mountain, a natural rock formation that was beloved in the state until it tragically collapsed in 2003. Surrounding this iconic image, the coin proudly bears the state's nickname, the Granite State, a tribute to its rugged and resilient landscape. While millions of these quarters were minted and widely circulated, what makes the 2000 New Hampshire quarter stand out is the extremely rare minting errors and specific variants that have been discovered over the years. These errors aren't your typical scratches or dents. They are fascinating anomalies in the minting process that make some of these quarters incredibly unique and highly sought after. One of the most famous errors associated with the New Hampshire quarter is the double die variety. Imagine looking at the coin and noticing that some elements, especially the inscriptions or parts of the rock formation, appear doubled or shadowed. This effect happens when the coin die strikes the blank twice but slightly misaligned, creating a mirror-like doubling of details. Double die coins are a collector's dream because their rarity and striking appearance set them apart instantly. And when it comes to the New Hampshire quarter, this doubling is extremely scarce. Another remarkable error is the so-called off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned in the press during minting, resulting in part of the design missing or shifted toward one side. Off-center strikes are fascinating because they capture a rare moment in the minting process where machinery didn't quite do its job right, turning an everyday coin into an extraordinary collectible. For the New Hampshire quarter, off-center strikes that are noticeable and still in good condition can fetch a premium among collectors. In addition to errors, some New Hampshire quarters were struck on unusual metal blanks, including the rare copper or silver planchets used for testing or experimental purposes. These variants are exceptionally scarce, with very few known to exist, making them near mythical treasures in the numismatic world. So, why does all this matter? Because rarity is the name of the game in coin collecting, and the combination of low surviving numbers, minting anomalies, and pristine condition can send the value of these quarters soaring far beyond their face value. Collectors who stumble upon one of these rare New Hampshire quarters in exceptional condition or with one of these errors often find themselves holding something truly special. A coin that could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. And it's not just about the money, it's about owning a piece of history that tells a story of craftsmanship, chance, and the beauty of imperfection. Now, here's a crucial tip for anyone who thinks they might have one of these rare coins: always examine your coins carefully with a magnifying glass or take them to a professional coin grader. Even small details can make a huge difference in value. Look closely at the edges, the inscriptions, and the central design. Notice any doubling, misalignment, or unusual coloration. That could be your ticket to a significant find. And for those wondering about the actual market value, let me share something incredible. A pristine New Hampshire state quarter from 2000 with a recognized double die or a notable error can command prices that sound unbelievable. Some of these rare coins have sold at auction or through private sales for as much as $86,000. Yes, you heard that right, $86,000 for a single state quarter. Imagine holding a coin worth more than most people's monthly rent or mortgage payments, all from a piece of metal no larger than your thumb. It's a reminder that sometimes, the smallest objects can hold the greatest treasures. Before we wrap up, remember that coin collecting is not just about money, it's about passion, history, and the thrill of discovery. Each coin has a story to tell, and the New Hampshire quarter's story is one of natural beauty, rare errors, and incredible value. Top 2. We're exploring one of the most fascinating coins from the United States Mints America, the Beautiful Quarter Series, the 2015 Homestead National Monument Quarter. This coin might look like just another quarter at first glance, but if you pay close attention, you'll discover it's actually a remarkable piece with some incredibly rare varieties that could make it worth a fortune. So listen very carefully, and enjoy this deep dive into a coin that collectors are buzzing about. The 2015 Homestead National Monument Quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful series, which ran from 2010 to 2021. This series honored national parks and historic sites from every state and territory in the United States, showcasing stunning designs that highlight the natural beauty and cultural heritage of America. The Homestead National Monument in Nebraska commemorates the Homestead Act of 1862, a pivotal law that helped settle the American West by giving land to settlers who would farm it. The quarter's design beautifully captures this legacy. On the reverse side, you see a family standing on the Nebraska plains, gazing at a settler's cabin and a windmill. The imagery tells a powerful story of perseverance, hope, and the American dream. The obverse features the classic portrait of George Washington. As with all quarters, now, what makes the 2015 Homestead Quarter so special isn't just the design, it's the rare errors and unique minting varieties that have been found among some examples of this coin. These anomalies make certain coins highly desirable to collectors and can dramatically increase their value. One of the most exciting and sought-after errors associated with this quarter is the double die reverse. This occurs when the coin die imprints the design twice with a slight misalignment, causing a shadow or doubling effect on the design elements, especially noticeable on the inscriptions or details like the cabin and windmill. The double die error is rare for the Homestead Quarter and can be tricky to spot unless you know what to look for. But once identified, it transforms an ordinary quarter into a prized collectible. Another fascinating error that collectors look for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't properly aligned during the minting process, resulting in part of the design being missing or shifted. For the 2015 Homestead Quarter, off-center strikes can create striking and visually intriguing coins. The greater the off-center percentage, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. There are also other subtle varieties, such as variations in the lettering, slight differences in the design details, or planchet flaws that create unique appearances. Some rare quarters have been struck on foreign or experimental planchets, adding another layer of rarity and intrigue. Why does all this matter? Because in the world of coin collecting, rarity and condition are king. Millions of 2015 Homestead Quarters were minted, but only a tiny fraction carry these fascinating errors or varieties. And within that fraction, only those coins in excellent condition, those that have avoided wear and damage, are truly valuable. Collectors who discover these error coins or rare varieties are often stunned to learn how much their value can skyrocket. While a typical 2015 quarter might be worth face value, these special Homestead Quarters can fetch prices that sound unbelievable. Here's an important note for anyone who thinks they might have found one of these rare coins: never judge a coin's value by appearance alone. Always examine it under magnification or, better yet, have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. Authentication and condition grading make a huge difference when it comes to selling or auctioning rare coins. So, what could one of these rare 2015 Homestead National Monument Quarters be worth? The answer might shock you. Certain examples with confirmed double die errors or dramatic off-center strikes have been known to sell for prices as high as $83,000. That's right, $83,000 for a single quarter. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that, despite its small size and everyday appearance, could be worth more than most people's cars. It's a testament to the thrill and unexpected excitement that coin collecting can bring. To wrap up, the 2015 Homestead National Monument Quarter is a fantastic example of how even the most common coins can hide incredible treasures. If you have coins from this series, especially in pristine condition, take the time to inspect them carefully. You never know what rare gem might be lurking among your change. Top 3. We've got a special story about a coin that might just surprise you: the United States 2017 Effigy Mound State Quarter. It's part of the incredible America the Beautiful Quarter series, but trust me, this isn't just any ordinary quarter. Stick with me, because this coin hides secrets that could make it one of the most valuable quarters you'll ever see. If you love coins or just love stories about hidden treasures, you're going to want to listen carefully and enjoy every minute of this video. The 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter celebrates a truly unique and historic site in Iowa, the Effigy Mounds National Monument. This monument preserves ancient Native American burial mounds shaped like animals, including bears, birds, and other creatures, built centuries ago. The reverse side of this coin beautifully captures these animal-shaped mounds with intricate detail, making it a tribute not only to natural beauty but also to rich cultural heritage. On the obverse, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, a design that has graced every quarter for decades. While millions of these quarters were minted, what sets the 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter apart is its rarity in certain conditions and some fascinating minting errors that have come to light. Let's talk about what makes this quarter so collectible and, more importantly, why some versions are worth far more than their face value. First, the rarity. While the beautiful quarters were mass-produced to celebrate our country's national treasures, some coins from the series have become hard to find in mint condition. The Effigy Mounds Quarter is one of those coins that, because of its detailed design and relatively lower circulation, is increasingly difficult to find pristine today. The better preserved your coin is, the less wear, scratches, or tarnishing, it's more valuable to collectors, but rarity alone doesn't fully explain the allure of this coin. The real excitement comes from errors and unique minting varieties that have been discovered on some 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarters. These errors are not defects in the usual sense but rather fascinating anomalies caused during the minting process. And collectors absolutely love these. One of the most famous errors on this quarter is the double die reverse. This is where the design elements, like the outlines of the mounds or the inscriptions, appear doubled or shadowed. This doubling effect happens when the coin die strikes the blank more than once but with slight misalignment. It's like looking at the coin through a double lens, and it creates a striking and unusual visual that's rare and highly collectible. Another sought-after error is the off-center strike. Imagine the coin coming out of the press with part of the design shifted so far that some details are missing, or the design looks tilted. This happens when the metal blank isn't perfectly centered in the minting press. Off-center coins are fascinating because they are one-of-a-kind snapshots of the minting process going slightly off-script. And the bigger the off-center strike, the rarer, and more valuable, the coin. Additionally, some of these quarters were found struck on experimental or incorrect planchets, meaning the metal discs used for the coin weren't the usual composition or size. These unusual planchets make the coins extremely rare and valuable. Now, if you think you might have one of these rare coins, here's what you need to know. First, always inspect your coins closely with a magnifying glass or take them to a trusted coin grader or expert. Sometimes the errors are subtle but can mean the difference between a common coin and a high-value collector's item. Condition also plays a massive role in value. A mint state or uncirculated Effigy Mounds Quarter, especially one with a recognized error, can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. But if your coin has one of the very rare double die errors, an off-center strike of significant degree, or is struck on an unusual planchet, you could be holding something extraordinary. And now, here's the big reveal that every coin lover has been waiting for. Some of the rarest and most pristine 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarters with the right error varieties have been known to fetch prices as high as $81,000. Yes, you heard me correctly, $81,000 for a single quarter. It's mind-blowing to think that a coin so small and so familiar could carry such immense value. This is a perfect example of why every coin collector needs to examine their coins carefully and why coin collecting is not just a hobby, it's a thrilling adventure full of surprises. Remember, the 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter is more than just a piece of metal. It's a tiny time capsule connecting us to America's natural wonders and cultural history. And when rare errors occur, it becomes a true numismatic treasure. So, if you're sitting on a handful of quarters, or perhaps you've inherited a collection, don't overlook the 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter. Take a close look, you might be holding a valuable piece of history that could change your life. Top 4. We're focusing on a remarkable piece from the United States Mint, the 2006 Colorado State Quarter. This coin might seem like an ordinary quarter at first glance, but trust me, there's a story behind it that every coin lover should hear. So get comfortable, listen carefully, and enjoy the journey as we explore why this particular quarter is turning heads in the collecting community and why some examples of this coin are worth far more than you'd expect. The 2006 Colorado quarter was released as part of the famous 50-state quarters program, a series that ran from 1999 to 2008, celebrating each state's unique history and culture through beautifully designed coins. The reverse of this quarter features the majestic Rocky Mountains with evergreen trees and the sweeping landscape of Colorado, evoking the rugged beauty of the state. You'll also notice the inscription, Colorful Colorado, a nickname that perfectly captures the state's vibrant scenery and natural wonders. Millions of these quarters were minted and circulated, which usually means they're common. But here's where it gets interesting. Certain versions of the 2006 Colorado quarter are incredibly rare due to unique minting errors and production anomalies. These mistakes have transformed what many consider a normal coin into a collector's dream. One of the most sought-after varieties is the double die error. This fascinating minting anomaly happens when the coin die strikes the blank twice but slightly misaligned, causing letters, numbers, or design features to appear doubled or shadowed. On the 2006 Colorado quarter, this doubling can often be spotted around the inscriptions, like the words, Colorful Colorado, or even the date. What makes these double die coins so valuable is not only their rarity but also the striking visual effect that makes them stand out from the crowd. Another remarkable error that collectors look for is the off-center strike. This error occurs when the coin blank isn't perfectly centered in the minting press, resulting in a quarter that looks shifted or partially incomplete. Depending on how far off-center the strike is, these coins can be extremely rare and command impressive prices. The 2006 Colorado quarter off-center strikes are especially prized because the landscape design looks dramatically altered, making these coins unique and visually captivating. There are also other less common but equally exciting errors such as die cracks, where the coin die develops small cracks that transfer to the coin itself, creating raised lines or patterns. These subtle flaws can elevate the value of the coin for those who appreciate the quirks of minting. What about condition? In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin with minimal wear, no scratches, and sharp details, known as being in mint state, will always fetch a much higher price. And when you combine a rare minting error with a high-grade coin, the value can multiply exponentially. If you think you may have stumbled upon one of these rare 2006 Colorado quarters, here's some advice: examine your coins under magnification, or better yet, get them professionally graded. Authentication is crucial because it separates valuable error coins from ordinary ones and ensures you get top dollar if you decide to sell. So, what kind of price are we talking about? While most quarters are worth just their face value, certain rare 2006 Colorado quarters with verified double die errors, off-center strikes, or other significant minting mistakes have been known to sell for astonishing amounts. Some of these special coins have fetched prices as high as $79,000. That's right, $79,000 for a single quarter. It's incredible to think a coin no bigger than your thumb could hold so much value. This is exactly why coin collecting can be so exciting. You never know when you might be holding a tiny piece of history that's worth a fortune. To wrap things up, the 2006 Colorado State Quarter is a perfect example of how a seemingly common coin can become a rare treasure thanks to minting errors and condition. If you have coins from this era, especially in great condition, it's worth taking a close look. You might be surprised what you find. Top 5. We want you to take a good look at any 2014 quarter you might have lying around, because if it happens to be the Arches National Park design, you just might want to pay very close attention. You see, what appears to be just another ordinary coin could turn out to be something truly rare, and incredibly valuable. So make sure to listen closely, because by the end of this video, you're going to learn exactly what makes this coin so special, the rare errors to look out for, and how some lucky collectors have turned their pocket change into a small fortune. Let's start with a bit of background. The Arches Quarter was released in 2014 as part of the U.S. Mint's America the Beautiful Quarters program, a follow-up to the 50-state quarters program that ran from 2010 to 2021. This series honored some of the most breathtaking national parks and monuments in all 50 states and territories. The Arches National Park Quarter represents the state of Utah and features one of the park's most iconic natural landmarks, Delicate Arch. This stunning rock formation is instantly recognizable and is one of the most photographed arches in the world. The coin captures the beauty and grandeur of this red sandstone arch with an intricate design that also includes the majestic La Salle Mountains in the background. It's a miniature work of art, really. On the front, like all quarters in the series, is the familiar portrait of George Washington. But it's the reverse, the delicate arch design, that has caught the attention of collectors, especially when something unusual turns up in the minting process. You might be wondering, what could possibly make a common 2014 quarter so valuable? The answer lies in a mix of rarity, condition, and error varieties, those little imperfections that occur during production but make a coin one of a kind. For collectors, it's those small minting mistakes that can turn a coin from pocket change into a prized possession. Let's talk about one of the most sought-after errors associated with the Arches quarter, the double die reverse. This happens when the coin's design is stamped onto the metal more than once, slightly off alignment. You'll usually notice this doubling effect on the lettering. Words like Arches, Utah, or the year, 2014, may appear with a faint shadow or duplicate lines. This isn't damage, it's a true minting error, and it can skyrocket a coin's value if found in the right condition. Next up is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank metal planchet isn't perfectly aligned during minting. The result? A coin where part of the design is missing or pushed toward one edge. The more dramatic the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin. Imagine finding an Arches quarter where the delicate arch itself is leaning off-center or partially missing. That's not a flaw, it's a rare variant, and collectors go wild for it. Then there's the clipped planchet error, which happens when the coin blank is accidentally cut too close to the edge, leaving a curved chunk missing from the coin. These are eye-catching and unmistakable. Combine that kind of error with the already beautiful Arches design, and you've got a highly collectible coin. There have also been reports of Arches quarters with die cracks or cuts, raised lines or bumps that form on the coin due to damage in the minting dies. These errors create unique textures and patterns that make each coin truly one of a kind. Now here's the thing, just because you have a 2014 Arches quarter doesn't mean it's instantly worth thousands. Condition plays a huge role in determining value. Coins that are uncirculated, or in what's called mint state, are the most desirable. These are coins that show no wear, have sharp edges, and retain that brilliant original luster. If you're lucky enough to have a coin with one of these rare errors and it's in mint condition, you're looking at a potential treasure. So how can you find out if your coin is valuable? Start by examining it under a magnifying glass. Look closely at the letters, the edges, and the arch itself. Any signs of doubling, off-center design, or strange bumps or cracks? Those could be the indicators of a rare minting error. And for serious evaluation, consider sending your coin to a professional grading service. They can authenticate the error and assign a grade that helps determine its market value. Now, here comes the moment you've all been waiting for, the value. While most Arches quarters are worth just 25 cents, the rarest examples, those with significant minting errors, perfect preservation, and high collector interest, have sold for an absolutely staggering amount. One such coin, with a remarkable error and in flawless condition, has fetched as much as $75,000, yes, you heard that right, $75,000 for a single quarter. It's amazing to think that a tiny piece of metal you might pass over without a second thought could actually be worth more than a brand new car. That's what makes coin collecting so thrilling. It's part history, part detective work, and part treasure hunt. So before you toss that next quarter into a vending machine, take a closer look. You might just be holding on to a hidden gem. If you enjoyed this video and want more exciting stories about rare and valuable coins, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a discovery. And if you found an interesting coin in your own collection, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, happy hunting, and until next time, keep your eyes on your change. You never know when a simple quarter might turn into something extraordinary.